UFC fans Dana White and Hunter Campbell are in panic mode right now because Dricus du Plessis cannot make it against Khamzat Chimaev. He picked up some sort of big injury, it sounds like. Tom Aspinall, John Jones, no movement on that fight. Ilya does not want to fight Charles Oliveira or anyone else unless it's for the belt. Same goes with Oliveira. He does not want to fight Ilya unless it's for the belt. And Islam wants to fight at 170. He doesn't want to fight at 155 from what it seems like unless it's Justin Gaethje. And it just feels like the UFC is in just shambles this year. This was supposed to be the biggest year for the UFC. You had Dricus Khamzat, massive fight. Aspinall Jones, one of the biggest fights over the past 5 years. You had other fights like Magomed Pereira, which was a disappointment, honestly. We're going to get the rematch, but it was disappointing. And Ilya Islam Makhachev, another massive fight that we may not get. We may be getting the wrong fights instead, and it's very annoying. So far for the UFC this year, it's been pretty disappointing. 312 was not very good. 313 was a letdown. It was not very good. A lot of the fight nights have not been good. Now, I will say for the fight nights, they're improving. We have Kansas City, Iowa, other good cards. So I will say it's on the come up. Some of the fight nights look a little bit better. 314 was an amazing pay-per-view. 311 was good, but it was supposed to be great 311, but Arman Tsarukyan pulls out 24 hours, I think, before the fight. Not the UFC's fault. They did what they could. They threw Moicano in there, which was, maybe for a one-day notice fight wasn't the worst option, but still, it was kind of a letdown for a main event, to be honest. And I feel like a lot of people are saying Hunter Campbell, he needs to do a masterclass as usual, but I feel like Hunter Campbell gets so much credit when he doesn't really deserve it. I'm going to be honest. People talk about him saving, I think, the International Fight Week last year, McGregor Chandler, when he put on Yuri Pereira short notice, Ortega, and I believe Diego Lopez, which ended up not happening. And we got Dan Ige and Diego Lopez. But the reason he had to save that card is because he put together a shit card. It was McGregor Chandler and nothing else. It was a horrible card. I think they had like a Myro Bueno Silva, I believe. She was the featured fight. It was a shit card. So yeah, he had to save it, but he was the one who put himself in that position, and he made it a McGregor main event, one of the least trustworthy people. He obviously was not ready to fight. So I feel like for that reason, it's pretty annoying. But also the fact that for this International Fight Week, there's not much to be saved. It's just now starting. Nothing is confirmed, and it's still very easy. Yes, we have Dricus and Khamzat. That's off. It looks like that's what they wanted for the main event. Dricus du Plessis, Khamzat Chimaev, and they can't get it, which is fine. It's kind of annoying. Just do Khamzat versus Baralho. They both want to fight. Khamzat Chimaev, he's always injured. He's always sick. He's never ready to fight. Even if it's for the interim title or the number one contender, 5 rounds, something like that, make him fight. If he's ready, it's going to build the Dricus fight anyway. So I think they have to do Khamzat on that card no matter what. Even if Dricus can't make it, have him fight Baralho, fighting nerd. It's going to be a big fight. Khamzat is a big name. I say make that fight. And I believe for the other fights and the potential main event, we know Pantoja, Kai Kara France may be on that card. If that is the case, that cannot be the main event. It just cannot be the main event of International Fight Week. I said this in a previous video. Maybe a Brazil pay-per-view, Australia pay-per-view, maybe a main event. For International Fight Week, no way. It cannot be the main event. And for the other fight, Tom Aspinall, John Jones, we know that there's pretty much no movement. We don't know if this fight is even happening at all. And again, Hunter Campbell, Dana White, this is all their fault. We knew that this was going to happen, that John Jones was going to delay this as much as possible. They gave him all the power in the world. They allowed him to fight Stipe. And they said, oh yeah, he's definitely going to fight Tom Aspinall, which he may. But they've taken so long where the fight, I feel like, almost isn't as big as if it happened right after MSG last year. But still, we know that this is not going to be the main event International Fight Week. We know John Jones probably won't fight till November MSG if I had to guess. But this is another great option that likely won't be happening. Now, the third and last option that's so annoying, and I have no clue what the hell is going on, we have Islam Makhachev, Ilya Topuria. We know Islam wants to fight Gaethje. He doesn't want to fight Ilya. Ilya only wants to fight Islam. But I don't understand why this is not the main event in July, end of June. Both guys, Ilya, Islam, are 100% ready. They've been training. They have no injuries, so it appears they should be ready for 317 main event. The UFC, unless someone is holding it up, I know it's not Ilya because Ilya wants to fight Islam. Islam said he'll fight anyone, so I would imagine he would fight Ilia Topuria. It's a big fight. And for the UFC, it should be easy to make. Neither guy is injured. Even if it takes throwing Islam a little bit more money, you have to do that. It's such a big fight. I have no clue what they're thinking. And Justin Gaethje, it's so annoying because for Justin Gaethje, I just feel like that there's no way he deserves a title shot. I get that there's kind of an argument, but it's just the least exciting fight. It shouldn't be Islam versus Gaethje, and I have such a big fear that they're going to do Gaethje versus Islam, Kai Kara France, Pantoja, when it should be Ilya versus Islam. You could still save this card. It's very easy. Just put Ilya, Islam. Again, this doesn't take a genius. Everyone knows what the UFC should be doing except for the UFC. Co-main event, you could do Baralho Hamzat. 5 rounds, interim title. The title doesn't even have to be on the line for it to be big. They could just do a 5-round number 1 contender fight. And I feel like that would be an insane main and co-main event. Hamzat, Ilya train together. You have Islam Makhachev, Hamzat, the Dagestanis. I get Hamzat isn't really Dagestani, but still, that's still a great card. And I feel like the UFC is just fumbling and people are acting like there's no big fights. The UFC is screwed. What are they going to do? When it's so obvious what they could do. And even if they wanted to, they could do Baralho, Hamzat. They can make it 3 rounds if they wanted to and not be the co-main event. Make the co-main event Kai Kara France, Pantoja, and then the main event Islam versus Ilya. And that would be an insane UFC 317 International Fight Week. It's very annoying. I made a card builder for this before. Charles Oliveira, he's another guy. Arman Tsarukyan, those two are healthy. They should be fighting on this card. I feel like for lightweight, I just feel like everyone at lightweight is like a spoiled brat. They only want to fight for the title. They only want to fight certain people. It's so annoying. Just sign the contract. Sign the fights. Agree to fight these people. It's very simple. Again, Ilia Topuria, Islam Makhachev, Baralho, Hamzat. These are such easy fights that could easily be made, and I don't know what the UFC is doing. But yeah, so I feel like that's what the UFC should do to fix UFC 317, even though there's not much to fix. Again, this wasn't really a card builder, more of a rant video. I'm just sick of the UFC making these same mistakes over and over again, and they just don't learn. But yeah, let me know what you want to see for International Fight Week. If you want to see Hamzat as the main event, maybe he faces someone new. If you want to see Hamzat versus a Mavov maybe, or another fight, Islam, Gaethje, whatever, let me know in the comments. But yeah, that is it for me, and yeah.